Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to thank the Colombo Tea Traders Association, the Sri Lankan Tea Board, and the organizers for putting up a fantastic show. I would like to especially thank Ganesh and Anil for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to talk in front of you. My 10 minutes starts now. So actually the context for this session has been set in the previous session. A lot has been discussed about people living tea plucking, people living agriculture, but our food production must double by 2050 because of the population and also challenges due to climate change. It has to double by 2050. And shrinking workforce, yes, it's true for all plants, all agriculture. Basically, it is, my father was a farmer. Most of your fathers or grandfathers would be definitely farmers. But we have left that, and we're sitting in Colombo with air-conditioned atmosphere and doing what is good for us. And that is what is going to happen, is happening across different strata of the society. We'll have to accept the new reality that workforce will shrink. And where will the agriculture productivity come from? I'll go to the next screen before I come here. What has happened to the agri-tech field was mechanization was happening. The Western world built large, huge, gigantic machines driven on fossil fuels. There was no intelligence in it. It was just mainly somebody can sit and drive, because the land holdings of the Western world was completely different from land holdings of Asia and Southeast Asian countries. Why the Western world did not invent a harvester for tea? Because tea was not grown in Europe or America. Tea is grown only in the third world countries. It's for us to slog in the tea fields and export tea to them. Very simple. What is the difference between automation and mechanization? Where is the fourth generation of agriculture going to come from? So the fourth generation of agriculture is going to come from artificial intelligence, farm IoT, autonomous machines, GIS, biotech, and many other things where the fourth generation of agriculture is going to come from. We all know the first agriculture started about 10,000 years back, when the temperature of the world was stabilizing at +1 or -1 degrees. So 10,000-year-old agriculture is completely going to get transformed into a new age agriculture that we all have to understand and accept the reality. What made us to work at tea? I would like to give a data. Yesterday, Upasi President Sridhar was saying, Valparai, a small town in the western part of Tamil Nadu, is a town of tea. The town is only by tea, for tea, and of tea. You can see tea estates, you can see tea factories, tea plantations, one and only tea. About a couple of decades back, the electoral rolls of Valparai was 5 lakh. Today, what is the electoral rolls of Valparai? 80,000. Only 80,000 people live in a town which had a population of electoral population of about 5 lakh. People have migrated to smaller towns like Tirupur, Coimbatore, Chennai, searching for other jobs. This is the new reality. And in Assam alone, we have the data could be much more. I'm saying more with Indian data. It could contextualize with any nation that grows tea, Sri Lanka or Kenya or any other places. In Assam alone, last 5 years, 2,500 hectares have been dropped out of tea. In South India, it's much more. In the number of laborers that depend in Sri Lanka also, from about 4.5 lakh, it has dropped down to about a lakh, 1.25 lakh is the registered workers with the Sri Lankan plantation industry. So this is happening across the globe. And what are the tea price, the labor cost has increased about 1,000% in the last 10 years, whereas the tea price has increased only 26%. And the alternatives that we have got, the handheld shears, the battery-operated shears, are ride-ons, are not intelligent ones, and they pick the mother leaves too, so the quality gets gets a huge beating. And the cycles are not maintained properly, because we don't have manpower to go and pick up the tea leaves at the stated time, 7 days, 10 days cycle time. We don't have that. I know estates which do a cycle for 40 days because of dearth of manpower. So one side, the labor cost is so high. The other side, the dearth of labor is there. So tea industry is in a perplexed situation, and the present mechanization drives or the handle shears is not solving the problems of the tea industry. So that is where we come into play as a Surinova tea rover. It's completely a autonomous machine, automated, and also it has got many features which I'll show through a video.
Discover the innovation behind the Sundarrajan tea rover, built by a team of experienced engineers with passion, resulting in innovative solutions for the tea plantation industry. Easy to transport.
The joystick operated.
User-friendly joystick operation. Forward and backward verticality climb. Contour maneuvering.
Adjust to the terrains.
.360-degree rotation. Equal to 25 manual workers. Precision harvesting.
So there's a selective harvester which can select only the two leaves and the buds.
Precise cutting. Zero emission.
Battery operated. So it was developed over 5 years' time. Thank you. So it was developed over a period of 5 years, and we have a three months' time. You will have an autonomous version where you have to just take the rover, put it in the field. It will go by itself, do the harvesting, and come back. So it's got all-terrain vehicle. It's an all-terrain vehicle. It is basically a patented modules are there, high precision, automated, and very importantly, it's multi-purpose. It can do swabbing. We have done swabbers. As soon as the tea is harvested, the fungicide is applied, so dieback is less. You get better cycles and better quality. You can use this machine to dispense fertilizers. You can use this machine to spray insecticide or fungicides, whatever you want. There's a weeder, there's a pruner. So all these are being attached to this machine as accessories as we go on. And this we have already rolled out in 6 machines in India, South India, and in Assam. As I said earlier, it's completely electric. And we have verified many technologies. I'll just skip through this. Top sensing, conveying, there's a selective harvester. It's basically like your shaving thing, electric shaver. See, there's an intelligence in the agriculture. So first you create the table, 1 or 2 rounds, and then whatever comes out, the selective harvester will not allow the mother leaves to get cut. So your yield is better, your cycles are better. It's very simple scientific measures that we have copied from the plantation sector. And self-balancing frame. And in March 2024, myself and my CTO were here at the Ganesh and Subbu of Ishwaram Brothers made us to come here. So they took us to different plantations in Sri Lanka, and we were really perplexed. It was a challenge, honestly. So what we did, we gave this task to a continuous engineering team. And my dear friends, people of tea fraternity, for the first time, you are seeing a machine which is a 3-wheeled, which can work in 40-degree slopes of the Sri Lankan mountains. This is the first time that we are showing this machine to anywhere in the public. This is for you, especially for the Sri Lankan tea industry, because it works at 40 degrees contour and vertical. Friends, a lot of people ask us, is it a commercial venture? Yes, it's a commercial venture. Is it a profitable venture? Yes, it's a profitable venture. But we also say that it is a socially transformative venture. I would like to quote an example. Like, previously about a couple of decades back, people were called as barbers. The people who cut your hairs were called as barbers. Today, they are called as hairstylists. They have been transformed. Anybody doesn't have they don't feel, intimidated by holding a pair of scissors in their hand. Likewise, we want, because the aspirations have become common, from the world's richest person to a tea plucker's son or daughter, the aspirations have become common. And that is bound to happen in an egalitarian society. You cannot escape that. So what we say is, from a tea plucker's son or a daughter, now they will be transformed into a rover operator and a rover service technician. They will have a uniform, they will have a remote control joystick on their neck, and they will happily operate these rovers that will do the harvesting as you need as you wanted and without any hassles of deploying people in a very, very drudgery manner. Why people leave tea harvesting? Because it's drudgery, so they leave it. And I'd like to, this is just an image. Sorry. Yeah, the left-hand side is the fertilizer sprayer, and right-hand side is a spooner. I'd like to end with an anecdote, only one anecdote. So there was this interview to select the chartered accountant of World Bank. So it was a huge job. So Americans, Britons, Indians applied for this. So the chairman was called, and they shortlisted 3 people and said, first the American went. So he was asked a simple question: what is 2 plus 2? He wrote a generative AI program, displayed all his technological skill, and said 2 plus 2 is 4. Then a Briton went inside, and he was asked the same question. His ego got hurt. You are asking a Briton, what is 2 plus 2? I'm walking out, he said. And on behalf of India, a Tamil guy went there, and he was asked the same question, what is 2 plus 2? You know what he did? He looked around, shut down all the windows and doors, pulled the pens, and went closer to the chairman's ears and said, what do you want to be? So the rover is with you. Whatever you want to add, you can add to it. Where there is hope, where there is tea, there is hope, Arthur said. We say, where there is tea rover, there is tea. Thank you so much.